Yo, 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 how's it going, crew? It's your boy Ray May, and today I'd like to take some time and talk to you guys about a series we've been covering on the podcast and one of my favorite works of fiction, Attack on Titan. Now, for those who don't know, the Attack on Titan anime is actually in its final season. So, before this last stretch of episodes gets aired, I'd like to highlight one of my favorite aspects of Isayama's writing, and that is his callbacks. Now, not to be mistaken with foreshadowing, another thing that Isayama does really well, a callback is described as either a relevant reference to an event that takes place earlier in the narrative or just a way to tie up loose ends later. Now, a good callback can do both of these things, but a really great one can juggle both along with advancing the narrative forward. So, Isayama, all throughout the manga, is able to pull this off masterfully, and I feel like the anime has done a pretty good job adapting it. There's been some cuts here and there, but overall, really great adaptation, man. So, especially, we had a lot of callbacks in last week's episode 70, titled Deceiver. So, in that episode, there were three major callbacks, along with some more subtle ones hidden in the dialogue, but all the big ones have corresponding events helping add perspective, from things in the past, while still moving things forward and getting things cracking for this war. Also, don't worry, I am a manga reader, but there will be no manga spoilers today. So, anime onlys, you have nothing to worry about, so just kick back and enjoy. Alright, so first off, we have Reeves, Fuego, and the citizens all coming and confronting Hanji about the rumors that Eren and the volunteers have been imprisoned. So all of them are pretty much coming at her, and they still believe her own words from season 3, the Uprising arc. The taxpayers deserve the truth. Now, Hanji tells them when she says that the situation has changed, and anything that she does now is for the sake of the Eldian people. And what's crazy about that is clearly when she walks away from them, you can see that she is disheartened about it. She walks in and she sits down and she thinks back to those MPs that she tortured and how they had to dirty their hands in order to keep peace inside the walls. Now she has to do it, not really being sure if she can handle the burden. And it's much like Willie Tybur earlier in the season, He has the wheel in his hands, but it's too hard to turn. Now she sees this must be why no one ever turned it. It's too heavy. So, after that, Hanji sort of kind of has her little twitch, and she thinks, you know what? No, I have more stuff to do. I have more things to investigate, and she gets up and she goes to detain those who leaked the secrets. Now, what's good about this is it leads directly into our next callback, Luis and Mikasa. So, while Hanji reflects on everything, we then cut to Luis and Mikasa. Right? And now Luis, she is a part of Flock's crew. And so the thing about Flock's crew is they believe that what Eren is doing is right. So Wilm, Holger, and Luis, along with Flock, they were the ones who leaked the secrets. So we have Mikasa walking into the prison cell, and she visits Luis, who is still, just sitting there in her holding because of her participation. But she isn't too upset, surprisingly. She honestly feels like what she did was worth it. And then we get the big, big, big reveal that Luis is actually the little girl that Mikasa saved all the way back in season 1 when Fuego's dad actually wasn't trying to pull his cargo out of the gate so that the civilians can escape. And what's so crazy about that is Isayama was able to have not one, but two callbacks weaved in and then had them interweave with each other. So the setup for it all is super insane, man. Super, super, super insane. So Luis talks to Mikasa about wanting to fight back, having power as humans. And using that power, to protect the things that she loves. She even asked about Eren. And when she asks about Eren, it triggers something in Mikasa. She starts to get this raging headache. And she pretty much tells her to stop talking. And as she leaves, Luis gives her a salute, just like she did to her and her mom that day. Now, what's crazy about this is Mikasa has to see firsthand that her dedication to Eren and Luis's dedication to her is unhealthy. It's toxic. They both cling to things that saved and protected them as children, but even though it protected them, it robbed them of their innocence. Eren murdered those people. Mikasa killed those titans, All of that was not good for a child to see. And it's nice that, Mikasa and Luis found something that they loved through getting that protection. But if the relationship is unhealthy, then really wasn't doing for them. Especially as kids, having their innocence taken. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, man. But this leads into our final big callback. And it's crazy I talked about innocence being taken because Gabby and Falco, they never really had a chance to be innocent, Especially Gabby, with all of the brainwashing and all of that stuff really getting to her. So we cut to them, and they've escaped from the prison, and they dipped out to the sticks, where they're found by a little girl named Kaya. Kaya takes them in and even houses them along with her adopted family. Falco and Gabby pretend to be siblings as they do farm work. And it turns out that the farm that they ended up on is none other than the Browse Ranch. They are sitting down with Sasha's family. Now, later on, after Gabby makes some really bad decisions with how she acts, Kaya reveals that she actually knew that they were from Marley. Way in the beginning, and just didn't tell on them. So, after her revealing that she knew the truth about them, she took them to her old village, and it was destroyed. Kaya explains that they were attacked by titans suddenly, and her mom was eaten right in front of her. And it's revealed that Kaya is actually the little girl that Sasha saved all the way back in season 2. Now Kaya, she doesn't understand why her mom had to get eaten. And her and Gabby have an intense exchange about who is right and wrong. Gabby spitting off her propaganda, and Kaya spitting off facts and history and things she actually seen. Now here, Gabby is faced with the flaws of her views, and Kaya asks her simply, why did my mother have to get eaten? Now Falco, knowing the truth, speaks up and tells Kaya. Tells him that it was really just for a recon mission and she was a casualty of war. Your mom did nothing wrong. Now Falco said this because he heard those same words from Eren. And he knows that what the warriors did is really what stoked this war. Not Eren, not devils from hundreds of years ago, but the actions of the Marleyan warriors caused this. And he even apologizes, but Kaya doesn't want his apology. She tells them, don't apologize. The only difference between me and you is you were born in Marley. You have nothing to apologize for. She even tells them, hey, look, we got invited to go have dinner with a Marleyan. Maybe we can link you guys up and help you get home. The only thing is, Kaya doesn't know that that Marleyan is tied in with the soldiers who work with Sasha. So it'd be crazy to see what happens, man. Once everybody links up and it all becomes, the plot thickens. So between Reeves, Luis, and Kaya, there were all sorts of major references to the previous 3 seasons while still building upon established plotting characters. Will Hanji make the right choice? Will she be able to turn the wheel? Will Mikasa come to grips with a toxic attachment to Eren? And what will Gabby do when she's confronted with the truth and the reality of her actions? These are all great questions, man, so please let me know what you think down there in the comments. And if you want more discussion videos like this, like and subscribe and share with your friends who like anime, man. Of course, Follow us everywhere, at the BarHat Podcast, like our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. Like I said earlier, you can join our Discord and be a part of our conversation, dog. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay up and stay dangerous, crew. Knock on.
Yeah, yeah.